We're here in the Cirque Jules Verne in Amiens. It's steeped with heritage and history of circus, and that's one of the things that we're interested in. So this is the first of our research residencies for our new production, looking at some of our initial ideas and some techniques and technologies that we're interested in exploring and bringing forwards into the show.
It's an interesting challenge to create a show for a seated audience in the round, and actually already at the end of the second week I find that most of the time I'm directing and watching from the ground. J'imagine que les gens vont arriver, on va dire de « Ah, ça va la grand-mère, ça va la grand-mère, oui, et vous êtes en train de jouer. » Si c'est possible avec vous, une projection qui peut marcher avec ça.
Circus in Circles is as much about performing in a circle to a seated audience in the round, but it's also very much about taking our work full circle, about returning a little bit back to the heritage and traditions of traditional circus and historical circus, to re-engage with some of the forgotten traditions and some forgotten techniques and some forgotten aesthetics, bring that back to our work, contemporize it in our own way, and use that as a form of motivation and inspiration for creating the new project. With a seated audience in the round, we can't have big structure. We've always had big structure in our show. We can't do that. We create sightline problems. So being able to project on the floor or project up into the rigging is something that's really interesting to me. So,
I think
we were working on the projecting the shadow, projecting the shadows, pre-recorded all the live. Are we happy with that?
All of these have been performances where the audience took center stage, where the audience entered the world and not simply watched it from afar. Here we are trying to step out of the center, put ourselves into the eyes of a seated spectator in the round.
You know, my role is to kind of try and develop with Forenza what we're going to do, create a new mixture. I'm very interested in bringing some new technologies to the show, so we're working with projection on the floor, some projection mapping. We hope to get some interactivity into the projections to create a new aesthetic for us and a new landscape for us to work in. We do a lot with kinetic rigging and moving structures in and moving structures out and rigging for performance. But I want to take the scenography of that into the air and kind of work with what I'm calling like a soft scenography. So just as we move the rigging, we can move structure, tensile structure, three-dimensional shape, create projection surface, lighting surface, shadow surface, and make a different aesthetic.
You know, there is soft fabrics. It's maybe not the rigging that is being manipulated in front of the audience, but it's scenography, and it's a way still of changing the space for the spectator so that they time travel and they still move even though they're not moving from their seat.
Comme un Greek choir. C'est lui, ha ha ha, c'est terminé. Le charivari, c'est terminé, okay?
But it's really early days, and that's what we've been trying here, trying a few ideas. And it's what we now need to go away and look at what we've done and think about how we can do it better. And next time we try it, we should have a much clearer idea of the direction to take it in.
In the second phase of research, I will need to begin to go further away and begin to sit down at the edges. But for the moment, it's great. We are looking at a lot of different languages. We are looking at all the challenges. And if it's true that it's good to have lots of questions when you start a research, well, certainly we are in that predicament.